Hi there. Now we're going to do lesson 74. There is no will but God's. See, so we're affirming that we don't want to think with the ego. We want to return our will back to us, and then we now going to redirect it to the one that has the ultimate will, which is there is no will but God's. God already willed for us to be happy and free, so now we are just simply getting our mind straight and thinking like God with God. Paragraph 1. The idea for today can be regarded as the central thought toward which all our exercises are directed. There is no will but God's. We're moving in the direction of just believing what is true only. God's is the only will. When you have recognized this, you have recognized that your will is His. Well, if God created us, the essence that we are, and His will is what rules everything, and God created us to be love, well, then it is God's will that we be love. So our will is His. There's nothing else to oppose it. The belief that conflict is possible has gone when you will with God. Peace has replaced the strange idea that you are torn by conflicting goals. As an expression of the will of God, you have no goal but His. You want to experience life as God wants to experience it through you. This is where intuition, inspiration, your desires, the things that power you, that get you excited, those things now you're going to begin to listen to because you want to will with God. And God speaks to us through our intuition. It doesn't speak through the body. It doesn't speak through the ears, the sound. It doesn't do that. It speaks through intuition, which is a knowingness that permeates more than these physical vessels. It is the truth that is true always, that is infinite and eternal and does not end just because somebody has a death experience. Paragraph 2. There is great peace in today's idea. There is no will but God's. And the exercises for today are directed towards finding it, finding the will of God. The idea itself is wholly true. Therefore, it cannot give rise to illusions. Without illusions, conflict is impossible. Let us try to recognize this today and experience the peace this recognition brings. I can assure you that the peace that I had going through those 4 years with my son, and now he's almost 4 years without drinking and drugging. It's amazing. If my son could do it, so can anybody. Let us try to recognize this today and experience the peace this recognition brings. Recognize that there is only the will of God's. Begin the longer practice periods by repeating these thoughts several times, slowly and with firm determination to understand what they mean and to hold them in mind, in our mind. There is no will but God's. I cannot be in conflict. When you begin to think like God and you know what God knows, there is no conflict. Then spend several minutes in adding some related thoughts such as, I am at peace. Nothing can disturb me. My will is God's. My will and God's are one. God wills peace for His son, His daughter right here. Beautiful. Sentence number 10 in paragraph 3. During this introductory phase, be sure to deal quickly with any conflict thoughts that may cross your mind. Tell yourself immediately when a conflict thought comes through your mind, there is no will but God's. These conflict thoughts are meaningless. Let those thoughts that tell you, but what will people think? They're meaningless. Let it go. Paragraph 4. If there is one conflict area that seems particularly difficult to resolve, single it out for special consideration. Think about it briefly, but very specifically identify the particular person or persons and the situation or situations involved and tell yourself, there is no will but God's. I share it with Him. My conflicts about whatever, the job, the office, the relationship, the accident cannot be real. My conflicts about whatever cannot be real. Paragraph 5. After you have cleared your mind in this way, close your eyes and try to experience the peace to which your reality entitles you. Isn't that a beautiful line? Our reality entitles us to peace. Why? Because we are in the mind of God, which is undivided. There is peace in what is one. Sink into it and feel it closing around you, that peace. There may be some temptation to mistake these attempts for withdrawal. but the difference is easily detected. Your ego's want to say, oh, you're just trying to pull away from dealing with the issues that are at hand. And you can say to the ego, no, I'm going to that place of quiet inside where I know that any conflicts that I might be having about this situation are not real. Why? Because there is no will but God's will. And God already told me that I am peace. God already said that nothing can disturb me. Sentence number 4 in paragraph 5. If you are succeeding, you will feel a deep sense of joy and an increased alertness rather than a feeling of drowsiness and enervation. Paragraph 6. Joy characterizes peace. Joy characterizes peace. So if you're joyful, you're at peace. By this experience, will you recognize that you have reached it? Your joy is going to let you know that you're at peace. Period. Those two things go hand in hand. If you feel yourself slipping off into withdrawal, quickly repeat the idea for today and try it again. Do this as often as necessary because we're practicing training our mind to think differently, to think with God instead of with the ego. There is definite gain in refusing to allow retreat into withdrawal, even if you do not experience the peace you seek. In the shorter periods, which should be undertaken at regular and predetermined intervals today, say to yourself, there is no will but God's. I seek his peace today. Sentence 4. Then try to find what you are seeking a minute or two every half hour with eyes closed if possible would be best spent on this today. Isn't this incredible? It has been made so clear to us that our mind has been conditioned to believe things that are not true. In our work is to side with God and be determined to know the truth that has been true always. And will that we will know it, that we will feel it, that we will sense it. Thanks a lot and have a magnificent day.